Sizemore. This is my solo song. So, I just want to say thank you so much, SEPTA, Fairfax County SEPTA, Student Education, Parent, Teacher Appreciation for having me there. Special Education, Parent, Teacher Association for having me at this church. So, we're going to do Counting Stars by One Republic. This is a new one. Lately I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Yeah, we'll be counting stars. This line, like a sweet vine, swing my heart across the line. In my face is flashing eyes, sticking out that we shall find. Old, but I'm not that old. Young, but I'm not that bold. I don't think the world is sold, just doing what we're told. I feel something so wrong, doing the right thing. I feel something so wrong, doing the right thing. Everything that kills me makes me feel like that I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. Baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Lately, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Hey, hey, hey. I feel the love like a swing bird down this river every turn. Hope it's up for little one, make that mind, watch it burn. Old, but I'm not that old. Young, but I'm not that bold. I don't think the world is sold, just doing what we're told. I feel something so wrong, doing the right thing. Couldn't lie. Everything that drowns me makes me wanna fly. Then I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Lately, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Oh, oh, oh. Take that mic, watch it burn, sing, and remember the lessons I learned. Take that mic, watch it burn, sing, and remember the lessons I learned. Take that mic, watch it burn, sing, and remember the lessons I learned. Take that mic, watch it burn, sing, and remember the lessons I learned. Everything that kills me makes me feel alive. Lately, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. Baby, I've been playing hard. Said no more counting Lessons I learned. Thank you. Is that mic turned up? All right. Hi guys. So next up is a song called Build Me Up Buttercup by the Foundation. So this is a new song. So if you know the words, please sing along. Yeah? All right. Thank you. All right. Wow. So next up is Queen Falling by Tom Mayer, covered by Tom Petty. Good girl, loves her mama, loves Jesus, and America too. She's a good girl, crazy about Elvis, loves horses, and the boy too. Yeah, yeah. It's a long day. Living with cedar, there's a freeway. In the yard, I'm a bad boy, 'cause I don't miss her. I'm a bad boy, breaking her heart, and I'm free. Thank you. Next up's White Georgia. This is another John Mayer song. Hope you enjoyed it. I am driving the 85 in the kind of morning that lasts all afternoon. Just stuck inside a gloom. To my apartment, but I am tempted to keep the car and drive and leave it all behind. Yeah. 'Cause I wonder sometimes about the outcome of these days. Everybody is just a stranger, but that's the danger. Going my own way against the price I have to pay every day. Still everything happens for no reason. It's no reason not to ask myself if I'm living it right. Am I living it right? Am I living it right? Why? Tell me why? 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 Georgia, why? Thank you. All right, we got time for 1 to 2 more. So this is the manager by John Lennon. Just like we did for Heidi Chronicles and for the planet. Tracy will be our last one. This is On Top of the World. So, it's from Imagine Dragons. I just want to say thank you so much for SEPTA Awards for having me there. And give it up. And give it up for one more time besides my extensive duo for starting out this afternoon. If you love somebody, better tell them what they're here, 'cause they may just run away from you, no. If no quite went well, then it just depends on how long the time is left for you. I climbed the highest mountains, I had the deepest rivers. You can never all the life keeps moving. Taking it, but don't look down, 'cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Wait on this for a while now, pay my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it in for a while, eh? Take me with me if I can, do me a dance with your child. I'm on top of the world. I try to cut these corners, try to take the easy way out. I kept on falling short of something, but I couldn't give up there, 'cause then again I couldn't have, 'cause I traveled all this way for something. Taking it, but don't look down, 'cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Wait on this for a while now, pay my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it in for a while, eh? Take me with me if I can, do me a dance with your child. I'm on top of the world. Oh, 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 'cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Wait on this for a while now, pay my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it in for a while, eh? Take me with me if I can, do me a dance with your child. And I know it's hard when you're falling down, it's a long way up when you hit the ground. Get up now, get up now. And I know it's hard when you're falling down, it's a long way up when you hit the ground. Get up now, get up now. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Wait on this for a while now, pay my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it in for a while, eh? Take you with me if I can, but give me a dance such a child. I'm on top of the world. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I got this feeling in the world, show you all to me, boys dream, see it.
Hi, good evening. Small piece of business before we get started. If anybody lost a stone from a piece of jewelry, please let us know because we did find it. Everybody's like, checking. There we go. Excellent. So good evening. And Jake Sizemore, are you still here or did he step out? Excellent. Jake, I just want to say thank you so much. Excellent. Jake is going to be graduating from Lake Braddock Secondary School and is going to be attending Berklee College of Music next year. At Lake Braddock, Jake participated in advanced guitar ensemble and jazz band and chorus, and he's a member of an alternative rock band called Trio 111. He is a member of the School of Rock House Band and a member of the Sizemore Stetson Duo. He was also nominated for a Cappies Award this year. So Jake, we wish you all of the best. We can hardly wait to hear about your adventures in college and beyond. So good luck. So welcome everybody to the 5th annual SEPTA Awards ceremony. It is our first in-person celebration in 3 years. And I'm delighted that so many of you were able to join us here live and in person. I'm Michelle Cades, and this is my final big event to conclude my 3 years serving as the president of SEPTA. And what a 3 years, thank you. And what a 3 years it has been. So if everybody can do me a favor, take your hands like this, and then go like this, right in front of your face. Now I recognize you all, so thank you. Just like on Zoom. SEPTA was officially chartered 5 years ago by a small group of parents who were determined to build an organization where they could unite parents and staff to build connections, share experiences, educate one another, laugh and cry together, and work to bring about positive change in the lives of their children and students with disabilities. So will any of our original founders of SEPTA who are here tonight please rise and give us a wave? Kathy, right? Thank you. Where's Rich? And if we could have our current SEPTA board members join me up on stage for just a moment to introduce yourselves. Come on up. And I'm just going to pass the mic down for you guys to introduce yourself and just say your position, please.
I'm Diane Cooper-Gould. I'm the current advocacy chair of SEPTA.
Amanda Campbell. I'm the current vice president of SEPTA.
I'm Rich Hem, the treasurer, and this is my last event after 3.5 years of being an officer.
Kate Volpe, special ed liaisons.
Emily Heckel, twice exceptional co-chair, except I don't have a co-chair, so chair for now.
I'm Stephanie Smith. I'm the secretary.
I'm Lenora Gums, membership and outreach.
Margaret Barnes, underserved populations and Hispanic outreach.
I'm Amy Lacrosse. I am the Teacher Educator Liaison Committee Chair.
Lauren McCaughey, Many Grants Committee Chair.
Hi, I'm Sherry Belkowitz. I'm the events chairperson for SEPTA.
Kathy Grulich, I'm volunteer coordinator.
Luis Larrazabal, I do graphics.
Thank you. So I don't think any of our former board members are here. Do we have any of our former board members who aren't current board members? Okay. Well, this group of volunteers who were just up here have worked tirelessly together, and we have never all been in the same room. In fact, some of us met each other in person for the first time this evening. So when I first started as president, and each year thereafter, I said to the other board members, our organization is only going to be as strong and productive and successful as the effort that each of us brings to the table, or the Zoom screen, as it were. And I'm so proud of the work that we did together, bringing educational workshops, advocacy, and support to our community. We'll reflect on some of our achievements this evening, none of which could have occurred without the remarkable collaboration and contribution of all of their ideas and efforts, so thank you all. And I especially want to honor Lenora for just a second. Can you just stand up for us? Because Lenora's son is graduating from high school, as is Jake. So I just want to say congratulations to you, so we can be the first ones to give you a round of applause, because it's a lot of work to get your kiddos through high school. And I also want to recognize some of our community and Fairfax County schools leaders who are here with us this evening. So if you can just hold your applause until I name them all, and when I call you, just please stand up. And if I call you and you're not here, then you've been publicly shamed because you said you were coming. So, no, just kidding. I understand. It's 100 degrees out. We have Carl Frisch, Fairfax County School Board member, Karen Keys-Gamara, Fairfax County School Board member, Nardos King, FCPS Interim Chief Equity Officer, Douglas Tyson, FCPS Regional Assistant Superintendent for Region 1. Dawn Schaefer, FCPS Acting Director, Office of Procedural Support. Carrie Lietzma, FCPS Dyslexia Specialist. Dawn Clements, FCPS Assistant Ombudsman. Jagnu Agrawal, FCPS Program Manager for Special Ed Curriculum. Susan Edgerton, President of POAC, Parents of Autistic Children. And soon to be retiring, Sarah Kuhner, FCPS Program Manager, Behavior Intervention Services. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody else from central office or any of our elected officials. Thank you all for coming. So our theme tonight is superheroes, and hero is a term that has been widely used throughout the pandemic, and rightly so. But if you're playing SEPTA bingo tonight, you're not going to hear me say terms like unprecedented, pivot, hybrid, asynchronous, grace, overpromise, and underdeliver, cohort, or nugget. But you will hear the word heroes repeatedly. Because faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, these words conjure up one of the most well-known superheroes, at least to some of us of a certain age. But tonight, we celebrate our SEPTA heroes, developing literacy skills, safely maneuvering giant yellow school buses, supporting social-emotional learning, completing hours of paperwork, and able to hold their bladders for hours on end. So forget the golden lassos and the rings and the shields and the claws and the hammers and the arrows and the web shooters and the magic suits. Our heroes use pens and pencils, smartboards and whiteboards, high fives and hugs, patience, persistence, and lots of tissues and Clorox wipes. Our heroes use innovation and repetition. They use multi-sensory movement strategies and approaches from our heroes of old and today. People like Vygotsky and Piaget and Gardner, Grandin, Green, Human, Zimmerman, I could go on and on. All right, Barton, Lindemood, Bell, Slingerland, Orton, Gillingham, and I'll shout out my favorite professor from when I was in school, Doris Johnson, who you all probably haven't heard of as much. But tonight, each of you are heroes for being vaccinated and wearing your masks. And in case you forgot one, we have some by the doors, so thank you again. All of tonight's nominees are heroes to the people who submitted their names for recognition. We received just under 100 nominations, and I wish we could give out 100 awards. All of our nominees will receive a lovely certificate that we hope you will proudly display at work to remind yourself and others of just how awesome you are to us. All of our nominations were reviewed and judged by multiple readers who had, in my opinion, one of the best SEPTA volunteer jobs of the whole year. Along with reviewing our mini grant submissions, reading these award nominations are powerful reminders of why you all do what you do. So we'll share the highlights and descriptions about our top honorees, and I only wish that we could read every single submission aloud. In an attempt to keep this event as COVID safe as possible, we're not gonna have all of our nominees come up on stage and remove masks for photo ops. So instead, when we read your names, we're gonna ask that you please stand at your seat, and we will absolutely recognize and applaud you from there. We'll hold all applause until all names have been read. And then we'll announce the winner for the category and have that individual come join me on stage to receive their plaque and to take a picture. And you're welcome to keep your mask on, because I will as well. The certificates for all of our nominees will be distributed at the table right here at the end of the program, or if you have to leave early. So please pick yours up before you leave this evening, because otherwise it's going in the FCPS pony. So let's get started. Our first award is for the Abby Bachmore Memorial Award, elementary student who most supports inclusion. Abby Bachmore was in 6th grade at Stratford Landing Elementary School when she passed away on February 7th, 2021. Her classmates remembered her as someone who always made her peers with disabilities feel loved and included, whether at recess or during class instruction. This award was named in memory of Abby's warmth, energy, and inclusivity. We proudly present this year's Abby Bachmore Memorial Award to Libby Peck from Silverbrook Elementary. Libby Peck is an amazing young lady with a heart of gold and a passion for inclusion. Kind, caring, compassionate, and fiercely loyal, Libby is a dream friend for any child with special needs. She almost intuitively senses those most in need of a friend, and Libby shows up in ways that are unimaginable. Through her active and passive actions, she helps others see the abilities in those with disabilities, and Libby is a willing peer model. She's a servant friend, a staunch supporter, and a voice for those in her community with special needs and disabilities. So congratulations. Our next award is for the Community Champion for Special Education. And our nominees are Sharon Duncan, Decoding Dyslexia of Virginia, Susan Edgerton, President of POAC, and Crystal Clem, Director of Melina's Dance Company. If we can have a round of applause for our nominees. And the award goes to Shannon Duncan, who unfortunately couldn't be here with us this evening, but I do want to share a little bit about Shannon and her work. She's a founding member of Decoding Dyslexia and has been working with FCPS to modify district practice and procedure in order to identify dyslexic students at an early age, remediate their deficits using evidence-based interventions delivered with fidelity, empowers teachers with the foundational skills in the science of reading, and provides access to assistive technology for all students. Shannon has focused her work on advocating for state legislation to bring about change for students with dyslexia. In part due to her advocacy, Virginia passed legislation this year that will require significant shifts in literacy instruction for public school students, as well as teacher preparation programs, both of which are going to be based on the science of reading, which is not how FCPS has been teaching literacy, nor is it how many Virginia colleges have been teaching their education majors. So this is a monumental step that will help all students, and particularly students with dyslexia. Despite her children already graduating from FCPS, Shannon continues this work for the next generations of FCPS students. So next, we would like to take a moment to highlight our SEPTA mini grants program. SEPTA takes great pride in giving back to the school staff who work tirelessly to support our students. Every year, we offer mini grants of up to $500 each to cover special projects, programs, or materials. Issuing these grants and seeing the end results brings us so much joy. Particularly through the pandemic, our mini grants have been our organization's largest expenditure and are funded solely through fundraising, donations, and membership dues. So to all of you who are paid SEPTA members, this category is literally because of you. This year, we funded the following programs, granting out a total of $4,442.49. Woodburn Elementary School to host the Walk in My Shoes program, Cedar Lane High School to purchase a premium membership to the site formative.com for the math department, Poplar Tree Elementary to purchase Switch accessible toys, Freedom Hill Elementary to provide students with materials and sensory tools for multisensory instruction, Centerville Elementary to purchase a light table for STEAM-type activities in the preschool, Westgate Elementary to buy a sensory table to explore exploration for blind deaf students, and a tap and play light center for cause and effect play. Kilmer Center to purchase musical instruments and storage organizers to assist in accessing the instruments during music activities and to make a bigger variety of classroom activities possible. Robinson Secondary to purchase a greenhouse to make concepts more accessible to students in special ed classes. And Hunt Valley Elementary to purchase big books, books with bold colors and repeating refrains, and interactive elements such as puppets to engage students with low incidence disabilities for shared reading in the library. So congratulations to all of these amazing programs. And at this time, I actually am honored to welcome up to the stage Harmony Taddeo from Leadership Institute Fairfax, who has an incredible surprise for us. I only found out about this the other day, and most of the board members don't know either.
Thank you, Michelle. My name is Harmony. I'm one member of a Leadership Fairfax team from this year, 2022, and our team of 8 was assigned a project to learn about special education in Fairfax County. We had such a pleasure to work with Michelle and Sherry and Dawn and Dr. Boyd, who taught all of our class so much about the resources and the challenges with special education in Fairfax County. So on behalf of my team, we are so happy to provide a check for, well, multiple checks, but totaling $550 for a mini grant for the next school year. Thank you.
So, here. Perfect. Thank you so much. It's a big check. Yay, thank you very much. So we want to thank all the members of the Leadership Fairfax Institute class of 2022, Program Team 2, Justin, John, Rosemary, Robin, Susan, Emily, Mawish, and Harmony. And again, thank you so much. This was a huge surprise to us, and we are so appreciative. So speaking of amazing programs, our next award is for the Outstanding Inclusive Program. The award goes to Best Buddies Program at Silverbrook Elementary School. And I believe Shannon Muick is here tonight. Come on up. Shannon Muick and Jacqueline Fisher are sponsors of the highly popular and exceptional Best Buddies program at Silverbrook. Jacqueline helped start the program this year along with a parent, and it required considerable work to pair up the student buddies, plan activities for the monthly meetings, and then run those meetings. Great time was spent researching conversation cards to use at each meeting to be mindful of ways that students who are non-speaking could engage with their buddies too. The buddies developed camaraderie through team building and creating craft projects, and those relationships carried on throughout the year as students brighten at the sight of their buddies in hallways and look forward to the next event. Time with students of differing abilities and interests fosters communication and increases compassion. The buddy program has been a huge success, and students are always asking when the next meeting is scheduled and what they're going to be doing. Congratulations and thank you. Our next award goes to the Outstanding Elementary Administrator. So again, I'll read all the nominees if you can just hold your applause until they're all standing. Sharon Aldridge, Principal of Woodley Hills Elementary School. Veronica Del Bagno, Assistant Principal, Rolling Valley Elementary School. Jennifer Hertzberg, Principal, Flint Hill Elementary School. Christoph Hill, Principal of West Lawn Elementary School. Shannon Muick, Special Ed Chair, Silverbrook Elementary School. Let's have a round of applause for our nominees. And we're proud to present this award to Shannon Muick of Silverbrook Elementary School. Shannon received multiple nominations. She was recognized for many administrative roles: Special Education Chair, Local Screening Committee Chair, Site Director for Bridge to Kindergarten, and Case Manager. Her nominators describe her as knowledgeable about assessments, accommodations, and classroom management, and an intent listener to parents who collaborates with them, thinking innovatively outside of the box. She's described as enthusiastic and exuberant, meeting every child with personal and warm attention, leading smooth and productive IEP meetings with kindness and expertise, and approaching every parent conversation with a positive attitude and a positive mindset toward addressing students' difficulties. Congratulations, Shannon. Next up, we have the Outstanding Secondary Administrator. This award goes to Meredith Norris of Stone Middle School. Meredith, are you here? I guess Meredith isn't here right now, but I'm going to tell you that the nomination described Principal Norris as welcoming to all students and a prompt and thorough communicator. One example that was shared was that at the first quarter award ceremony for honor roll students, she challenged the awardees to try something new during the next quarter. At the following ceremony, she then had the students share what they had tried and listened patiently to them with notable interest and truly recognized the value of each student's personal achievement. Our next category is a wide-ranging one, outstanding support staff. Our students receive support from, well, pretty much everyone that they encounter on a daily basis. We love hearing about the importance of those who are not front and center in the classroom. And our nominees this evening are Fitzroy Collins, bus driver from Stratford Landing Elementary School, and Carolyn Edner, procedural support liaison, Region 4. Are you both here? You can stand up for us. And this year, we proudly present the Outstanding Support Staff Award to Fitzroy Collins. So come on up. Mr. Collins has been the bus driver for Bus 4 at Stratford Landing Elementary School for years. He has driven the same children from entering kindergarten to finishing 6th grade. Mr. Collins has a special relationship with all of the students, but for some of the students that have medical conditions, he goes above and beyond to make sure they're safe, healthy, and feel supported. At the beginning of this school year, Mr. Collins was out on medical leave, and when he returned, there was cheering at the bus stop from the students and families. Everyone loves Mr. Collins. He makes getting to school and home so special. Congratulations. Thank you. It's wonderful. It is time now for our outstanding co-curricular staff. Our nominees are David McGee, physical education teacher from Stratford Landing Elementary School, and Pedro Reyes, art teacher from Rose Hill Elementary. Are either of you here this evening? Maybe both? Any? I wasn't sure. Well, our award recipient is Pedro Reyes, the art teacher at Rose Hill Elementary School. And I love this description. Specials have always been a challenge for my child, but Mr. Reyes realized that the challenges that my child had with noise and less structured environment, and so he helped him find a quiet space, takes time to ensure that my child is comfortable, and encourages my child's creativity. During the isolation of COVID, my son found an outlet in drawing animals. He continued to take an online class, and the day after each of his classes, he would take his drawings in to show Mr. Reyes and get his feedback. Mr. Reyes' kindness, humor, and positive responses built such confidence and pride in our son. From the first week of school, Mr. Reyes saw his drawings and told him that he was an artist, and our son took that to heart and now feels that he is an artist, which motivates him to try other types of drawing and other techniques. My son loves how funny Mr. Reyes is. My favorite thing, though, is how kind and encouraging he is to a boy who loves to draw and longs for encouragement. So, I know, that was lovely. Yes. I didn't write that. The 2019-2020 school year started off smoothly. It was my first year as SEPTA president, and thanks to mentoring from Diane Cooper-Gould, the previous president, it wasn't too evident that I was somewhat making things up as I went along. I had been serving as SEPTA's first representative on the Advisory Committee for Students with Disabilities, which was an eye-opening experience into the inner workings of a school board committee, when I was slated to be SEPTA's next vice president. Then, I received an unexpected phone call from Diane one evening, and I may have missed family dinner for the conversation, which was a sign of what was to come for years. Diane explained that the person who had been slated for president was not able to take on the role, and you know what they say about the vice president, just a heartbeat away from the presidency. So I think that my response to her was a combination of, well, you need to know that I work at an overnight camp for half of the summer, and by the way, even though my oldest was about to graduate from high school, I had never done anything with PTA until SEPTA came along. So nothing like trial by fire. Within a few months, we filled our board, set up the calendar for the year, frustrated more than a few school board candidates, with a last-minute public survey, continued quarterly meetings with central office staff, and even had a face-to-face meeting with Superintendent Braybrand. We were invited to help co-sponsor the Northern Virginia District iSTEAM Family Event, so thank you to Northern Virginia District for this lovely award. And we held a few in-person monthly general membership meetings, eating cheese and crackers and mixing and mingling with the public, except then we just called them meetings, not in-person meetings. You remember those days? And then on January 21st of 2020, a few of us went to one of our regularly quarterly meetings with Teresa Johnson, who was the Assistant Superintendent for Special Services, otherwise known as Special Ed. And she ran late to arrive at our meeting, which was unusual for her. And she came in and said, I just got off a call with some people from the health department. We've been talking about this virus that's in the news. And that was our last face-to-face meeting that we had with Teresa. So SEPTA's role shifted radically. From an up-and-coming 2-year-old organization, we were thrust into the spotlight as a central clearinghouse for all things special ed related for worried parents and concerned teachers alike. We learned how to use Zoom, and we held multiple question and answer sessions with Teresa Johnson and Scott Brabrand, fielding literally hundreds of questions from the community. We received calls from the press from all the local networks, NBC, ABC, Fox, CBS, Tyson's Reporter, Inside Nova, and even national coverage from CBS and NPR. So insert your favorite explicative here, because OMG, this was not what I anticipated in my first year of SEPTA leadership. But like everyone else, we shifted our approach, and we held our awards ceremony virtually. Our previous year's event had been held right here in this hall and had grown from 100 to over 300 attendees. Thanks to many people, and especially the technical skills of Amanda Campbell, we pulled off a virtual ceremony in 2020 and another the following year in 2021, even expanding our talents from Zoom to a YouTube premiere. So, we would like to recognize any of our 2020 and 2021 awardees and give them their moment in the spotlight. So anyone who was nominated in the past 2 years for a SEPTA award, please join me up here on stage so that you can get your round of applause. I know we have a few of our past winners here, so come on up. So I'm not going to put you on the spot and ask you what award you were nominated for, but I just wanted to formally congratulate all of you for your nominations and wins, and it's wonderful to get to see you all in person instead of on the Zoom screen. So let's give them a round of applause, please. Thank you. So our next categories, and they didn't know that was coming too. So our next categories are for outstanding general educators for elementary and secondary. So back in the 1990s, when I was studying learning disabilities in college, there was this new trend that was sweeping the country in special ed called inclusion. And students with disabilities had been educated in the public school for years, thanks to the passage in 1975 of Public Law 142, the Education for All Handicapped Children Act. In 1990, the law was reauthorized and it changed names to the now familiar to hopefully all of us IDEA, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. Primarily educating students in segregated classrooms was largely, but not completely, replaced by the inclusion model of our students with disabilities being educated in the general education classrooms. So there are amazing, incredible, fantastic benefits to the inclusion model. Don't get me wrong. Does it work for every child, though? No. But can it work for many children? Yes. But what does it really take to make inclusion work? It takes staffing. Inclusion requires not just more special educators partnering with gen ed teachers in gen ed settings, but it requires more training and much, much more demand on general education teachers who, frankly, probably didn't necessarily go into teaching to be special education teachers. Truly successful inclusion settings require outstanding general educators who are creative, out-of-the-box thinkers, who understand the needs of students with disabilities and who take those needs into account when planning every single lesson and activity. These educators are just as responsible for the implementation of our children's IEPs as the special educators, and some of them do this job spectacularly. So our nominees for the Outstanding General Educator are as follows, and please rise when I say your name and hold applause till we get through them all. Kelly Arditi, 6th grade teacher, Haycock Elementary School. Nick Brown, 3rd grade teacher, Stratford Landing Elementary School. Brianne Case, general education teacher, Rose Hill Elementary School. Madison Diaz, 2nd grade general education teacher, Sleepy Hollow Elementary School. Amber Godin, 2nd grade general education inclusion teacher, Bush Hill Elementary School. Laura Haydecker, 2nd grade teacher, Silverbrook Elementary School. Maddie Jacobs, 2nd grade gen ed teacher, Halley Elementary School. Michelle Jones, 2nd grade teacher, Stratford Landing Elementary School. Ashley McGinnis, 5th grade general education teacher, Sleepy Hollow Elementary School. Alexandra Resch, 3rd grade AAP teacher, Holland Meadows Elementary School. And Vanessa Rezcala, grade 3 AAP teacher, West Lawn Elementary School. Let's have a round of applause for all of our amazing nominees. And our outstanding general educator for elementary this year is Kelly Arditi from Haycock Elementary School. Kelly received multiple nominations for her recognition for the need to reinstate the buddy program at Haycock Elementary when she observed a younger student all alone at recess. Due to the pandemic, the long-established buddy program had gone by the wayside. Kelly coordinated with her colleagues to revamp the program during the overlapping recess periods of her 6th graders and younger students. The team sprang into action. A nominator wrote, "Now there are regular friends coming to creatively play with our dear child who had watched from the sidelines, and there is now exuberant joy. Our child is included in recess and is so happy. This is what the world should be. We are ever so grateful to Kelly for noticing and speaking up to make this difference. She has brought joy, care, and love to the world." Congratulations. The nominees for Outstanding Secondary General Educator are Jessica Nyber, U.S. History teacher, Carl Sandburg Middle School. Chris Robruck, AP U.S. History teacher, W.T. Woodson High School. And Emma Tortolot, English teacher, Carl Sandburg Middle School. If we can have a round of applause for our secondary educators. And our award is presented to Chris Rosebrock from W.T. Woodson High School. His impact is described as nothing short of life-changing in his nomination. The nominator wrote, "After observing my son in class and how he was most effectively leveraging his 504 accommodations, he took the initiative to reach out and ask my son if my son would also be applying those accommodations to the AP exam. When he consulted with us, he realized that our son's 504 was not written in a way that he would get those accommodations on the AP exam. And he took it on himself to research how the 504 would have to be written and brought us together with the 504 school-based coordinator to revise that plan. When further hurdles were encountered, he continued to advocate for our son until the accommodations were secured for the AP exam. His initiative, persistence, and pure joy for learning are a shining beacon for what a teacher can be." Congratulations. Thank you. It was such a pleasure to see a wide variety of professions being represented in our nominees for Outstanding Related Services Provider, including occupational therapy, school counseling, school psychology, and school social work. The nominees are, and there's a list, so please hold your applause, Liz Anderson, occupational therapist, Virginia Run Elementary and Bull Run Elementary. Tessa Dean, psychologist, West Springfield Elementary School. Jennifer Hardman, occupational therapist, physical and occupational therapy services. Jen Lynch, school social worker, West Springfield Elementary School. Elena Musial, school counselor, Holland Meadows Elementary School. Kim Whalen, school social worker, Silverbrook and Newington Forest Elementary, and Jill Wolverton, school counselor, West Springfield Elementary School. And this year, we would like to recognize Kim Whalen, school social worker at Silverbrook and Newington Forest Elementary Schools. Kim's passion is described as unrivaled in her innate ability to empathize and form strong connections with children from all backgrounds and with various needs, making a positive impact on the children she serves. For example, she started small group support sessions focusing on children dealing with worry and anxiety. She is truly one of the best. Congratulations. The category of Outstanding Instructional Support Staff warms my heart. These nominees have the luxury of spending significant amounts of time with a smaller group of students, or even just one student at their schools. Our nominees were all named as amazingly positive, adaptable, reliable, hardworking, caring, kind, and gentle champions for our students. The nominees are Ziba Ahmed, Special Education Instructional Assistant, Mount Eagle Elementary School; Farida Barani, Instructional Assistant, Pimmitt Hills Early Childhood Resource Center; Nihed Farouk, Instructional Assistant, Woodley Hills Elementary School; Lori Hollenbrook, Instructional Assistant, Silverbrook Elementary School; Amani Salih, Instructional Assistant, Pimmitt Hills Early Childhood Resource Center; and Ashley Stead, Instructional Assistant, Sleepy Hollow Elementary School. And tonight we're recognizing Ziba Ahmed. And I don't believe that she was able to be here this evening. What sets her aside is the description of not just her student interactions, but also the value that she brings to her coworkers as a mentor. Ziba was nominated by a first-year IA who describes her as making all the difference in her year. While always pulled in 1,000 directions, trying to provide support to every single child who needs her, Ziba has never been too busy to help me learn and grow, the nominee wrote. Described as the kind of colleague who transforms a school into a true community, it was shared that some of her early students now have children of their own at the school. She is an intergenerational treasure who has provided the glue of care and consistency to our school and our community for decades. So I shared with you earlier about our work in 2019 and 2020, and for many of us, life outside our homes slowed down during the pandemic. But inside our homes, none of us got a break. After years of advocating for greater focus on special education, thank you very much to our school board. They approved and hired a consulting firm to conduct a wide-scale audit of FCPS special education. AIR is in their second and final year of that audit. A preliminary report was shared after the first year, and it delineated many of the points that we at SEPTA had been highlighting for years as concerns. At the same time, the school board developed a policy on restraint and seclusion to align with state regulations and the decision from a lawsuit filed by several families on behalf of their children who had been restrained and secluded hundreds of times over many years. SEPTA hosted, and Diane and I blatantly fangirled, the Dr. Ross Green for showing his documentary entitled The Kids We Lose, and a follow-up dialogue with Dr. Green. Over Thanksgiving weekend, several of our SEPTA board members barely stopped to eat Thanksgiving dinner with their families while spending that long weekend furiously drafting documentation that was sent to the school board and FCPS administrators regarding the proposed restraint and seclusion policy. In partnership with the ACSD and other community organizations, we proudly witnessed FCPS create a policy to ban the use of seclusion and significantly limit the use of restraint for all students, especially those receiving special education, who by and large have been and continue to be the primary victims of these practices. For our efforts on that issue, SEPTA was named Virginia PTA's Local Unit Advocate for the Year of 2021, and our advocacy chairperson, Diane Cooper Gould, was named their Child Advocate of the Year. From there, SEPTA went on to be recognized by National PTA as the 2021 Outstanding Local PTA Advocate of the Year. School-based PTAs typically have a shelf or a display somewhere at their school for awards and recognitions, but SEPTA has had a bookshelf in my family room where this lovely award from National PTA has been unceremoniously placed once it arrived in the mail following the virtual award ceremony. But Diane didn't receive any physical acknowledgement of her award, so at this time, we want to present a certificate to Diane Cooper Gould for her Virginia PTA honor of 2021 Child Advocate of the Year. Congratulations. I'll get it to you later. Congratulations. It's just not the same getting an award by Zoom. So we also want to take a moment now to recognize our SEPTA Superhero of the Year. Tonight, we are all superheroes, but the SEPTA Superhero Award provides an opportunity to acknowledge someone whose contributions might not be otherwise visible front and center to everyone. So tonight, we share our extra appreciation for Kate Volpe. Kate, if you can come on up. It was not easy to keep this a surprise from Kate because Kate had access to our script and slideshow ahead of time. So we had to excerpt it out, and Luis, who created our designs, put a lovely slide up that said, "I know who it is and you don't," which was great. But Kate this year, well, she has served as our membership chair and as our special ed liaisons chair. And this year, she designed and ran a very well-received presentation for our liaisons on big and small ideas to promote inclusion. Kate has a wide range of secret skills and talents that are invaluable to PTAs, such as understanding the inner workings of platforms like Member Hub and PT Board and Constant Contact. And then she confided another secret talent just a few months ago. She used to organize events that were attended by thousands of people. And it was just in time because Jen Beneke, who did coordinate a considerable part of the behind-the-scenes work in preparation for this event, recently got a part-time job that turned into a full-time plus job, and she wasn't able to do as much with the awards as she had intended. Kate jumped in to save the day by taking over to coordinate this event. So thank you very much, Kate, for all that you do for SEPTA. And in addition to thanking Kate, I also want to just take a moment to say an extra thank you to several people who were especially helpful in pulling off this event tonight. Kathy Grulich, who's back there, facilitated the use of this facility, and she also puts together our amazing display board. Emily Belkowitz stepped in at the 11th hour to take photos this evening when one of our board members got sick. And we had Robert, who was the board member child, who helped us out with program distribution. He's back there, thank you. And also to everybody helping with setup and cleanup tonight, thank you. And to Luis Lorazabal, who keeps telling us he is just a worker bee, but he's actually the creative genius behind our amazing graphic designs for tonight's event, as well as our programs all year long. And Luis is back there, thank you. All right, so we're moving into the home stretch now. It is time for our outstanding special education teachers, elementary and secondary, and our outstanding educators of the year. We had almost 4 dozen nominees for the outstanding special education teachers, and since this is the SEPTA Awards ceremony and not a high school graduation, I'm not going to read off all of the 40-some names, but you can see them in your program and on the slides behind me. And as I think is said every year, I wish we could award more than a certificate to every one of the nominees because it is such an incredible list. So it's fantastic to have so many special educators honored with nominations. So if all of our nominees would please rise, and we're going to roll the names. But wait, there's more. Wouldn't it be nice if all of our high school graduations were just music and slides? Is that our last slide? I don't remember. One more? Excellent. I don't want to forget anybody. Good. There we go. All right, thank you. So to all of our nominees, we actually had so many incredible nominees that we decided to honor 2 of them for this category. So tonight we're awarding our outstanding elementary school special educators, Colleen McGovern, Virginia Run Elementary, and Laura Grove, Terra Center Elementary. So let's hear a little bit about these phenomenal teachers. Colleen McGovern is described as an incredible teacher, especially during virtual instruction. One nominator described not fully understanding the impact that Colleen had on their child's education until the following school year. The nominator's child never once set foot into Colleen's classroom due to the pandemic, but nevertheless, she allocated time before every school day to get the child prepared for instruction and would check in on him after hours, even dropping off school materials to his house several times over the year. She set him up for an amazing transition to and success in middle school, teaching him the importance of self-advocacy and managing, prioritizing, and finishing tasks. From kindergarten through 5th grade, this child was always assigned to sit right next to the teachers. But with virtual schooling in 6th grade, he learned how to ask for help. She's described as an amazing person who is outspoken and fights for special education students and their families. She is a gem, and if I could bottle up her wisdom and drink it, I would spend every last cent that I had in order to make that happen. Congratulations. Congratulations. And Laura Grove is described as a gift to FCPS and Terra Center, and is everything we could ask for in a preschool special education teacher and more. Her commitment to helping her students thrive is unmatched, and she's always willing to go the extra mile to help them. I truly believe that she eats, sleeps, and breathes to help them succeed. Our child has made so much progress in just a short period of time thanks to her love, creativity, and dedication. She's always available at all hours of the day and on weekends to share notes and photos and check on her kids. I'm so incredibly amazed at how well she's been able to adjust her teaching style to deal with the many, many curveballs that have been thrown to her throughout the pandemic. Congratulations. Thank you. You've been wonderful. Don't apologize. We love you all. I wish we had enough awards for everyone. The nominees for Outstanding Secondary Special Educator are Diane Garoni, Special Education Teacher, Cedar Lane, Terry Gregory, Special Education Teacher, Stone Middle School, and Karen Winston, Special Education Teacher, Carl Sandburg Middle School. If all of our nominees could rise. And our award this year goes to Terry Gregory, Stone Middle School. Terry Gregory at Stone Middle School has gone above and beyond this school year. The nominator wrote that she is both their son's personal development teacher and his case manager. Terry is in constant communication with all of their son's middle school teachers and updates on how he's doing in class. We have had weekly conversations that were initiated by her to keep him updated, the parent. She's spoken to my son over the phone when he was stuck on a math lesson and walked him through the assignment in the evening. She has stayed after school to help him complete work. She has advocated to place him in the best electives that fit his needs, not what is the easiest for the school. She is honest with me, which I can say is refreshing. Congratulations. And our final awards for the evening are for our Educators of the Year. These teachers were selected from all of the nominees as our top honorees. In addition to the lovely plaques, they will also each receive a $100 prize. We're going to shake things up a little bit and start with secondary. So our secondary Educator of the Year is Diane Garoni, Cedar Lane School. A special education parent wrote that Diane Garoni is the most communicative, responsive, and intuitive special education teacher that I have met in 15 years. She welcomes parent input and collaboration in all aspects of their students' education and is a huge champion for student self-determination. I've seen her interaction with her students, and they clearly feel safe with her, are challenged by her, and enjoy her classes. She pushes them just enough and is able to gauge each student's limits and needs. She is inclusive in her mindset and does not judge her students or parents. She is one of the best teachers and case managers that I have ever seen and takes immediate action when it's necessary and coordinates with all staff members working with a student. She's creative in her problem solving and involves students and parents in the process. Diane is a multi-year nominee, and we heartily congratulate her and thank her for all that she does for our students and families. All right, and our Elementary Educator of the Year is Amy Lacrosse, Rolling Valley Elementary School. Amy received 3 nominations this year. Amy is the SEPTA Education Chair, and at Rolling Valley, she serves as the special ed lead teacher and an enhanced autism classroom teacher. And we had a really hard time cutting down the lovely comments about her, so we're going to share most of them. Ms. Lacrosse always locates and shares resources that will support students, parents, and staff members. She supports all community members by advocating for their needs during school board meetings and within discussions with the district and school administration. She values student differences and supports their learning needs every day. To say that Ms. Lacrosse is amazing would be an understatement. She has always gone above and beyond her duties, and her dedication to our son has been a blessing. My son suffered from severe school anxiety until he was in Ms. Lacrosse's class. Her nurturing personality gave me my son back. He was again my happy boy who enjoys learning and going to school. She would collaborate with me on learning techniques and truly made the IEP team feel like a team and not a them against me situation. She adores my son and believes in his abilities, and because of that, he has mastered a majority of his IEP goals year after year of being in her class. Her dedication is a direct reflection on my son's progress. But wait, there's more. Ms. Lacrosse, do you need a decision? Yep. Okay. Ms. Lacrosse is a leader in our building. She created our enhanced autism program and has grown it over the last 3 years. She is friendly, helpful, creative, passionate, welcoming, and a true advocate for her students and their families. Ms. Lacrosse has supported me in learning how best to support our students while using strategies that support their individual needs. She's actively involved in community and school events, and she's taking professional development classes after school to help grow as a leader and advocate. Ms. Lacrosse has written grants to get materials and curriculum to support our students with life skills and social skills. We do a cooking club every other week, which I believe was a mini grant project. And that club requires our students to learn and practice a variety of different skills that they've then taken to their homes and used. In addition to being a leader in the building, she's a leader out of the building too. She is a mentor teacher to others and spends her own money attending different conferences that are put on by autistic individuals to make sure that she has the most up-to-date information on how to serve our students. Ms. Lacrosse then shares that information with our staff during meetings that she runs so the entire team can benefit from it. It has been my privilege to have the opportunity to work with and get to know Amy this year through her involvement in SEPTA. So thank you to Amy and to Diane for all that you do for your students, their families, and your colleagues. Congratulations. It has been an incredible experience to lead SEPTA these past 3 years. I can't say that I recommend being president of a volunteer organization that represents over 26,000 students receiving special education in the 11th largest school system in the country during a global pandemic. But at the same time, I wouldn't trade this experience for anything. Our students, their families, the supporting staff, the greater community members, and especially the other SEPTA board members have motivated me to polish my invisible shield and wave my usually invisible cape day in and day out. I also want to say thank you to my husband and my children for the many, many hours that I spent away from you to do SEPTA work, where none of you ever once complained about it, at least that I can recall. I entered the field of special education long before I had children, but Ari, Noah, and Aviva, you inspire me to keep going in my most difficult and exhausted moments. I do this for you and for all of the other students like you, so thank you. I'd like to welcome to the stage your recently elected SEPTA board for next year. President Amanda Campbell, Vice President Lauren McCoffey, Secretary Stephanie Smith, and Treasurer Rebecca Leach. Congratulations to the four of you. SEPTA is truly well represented in your hands, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for this remarkable organization. Always remember what Margaret Mead said, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Congratulations to the four of you, and I wish you the best of luck. So we have made it through our evening. I wanted to remind all of our nominees to please come pick up your certificate at the front, and you're welcome to come up on stage and take pictures with your certificates. I'm sorry we couldn't bring everybody up and do the pictures, but you know, COVID. And outside, as you leave, we have pre-packaged handmade cookies from Cameron's Chocolates for you to take home. We decided to ask this particular business to provide desserts because of their dedication to providing permanent employment opportunities to young adults living with developmental and intellectual disabilities. Cameron's Chocolates, Coffee and Chocolates is a business enterprise of the nonprofit foundation Everyone Can Work. They recognize that a job means much more than a paycheck. It means self-esteem and a purpose in life for their employees. So please visit them at the Fairfax Circle Shopping Center. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Be safe, be well, and I hope that you find treasure throughout your journey. Thank you for coming.